Hi guys, this is Dr. Philip Cordova. I want to talk to you today about leg length discrepancy. So there's some confusion going on with whether or not you have an actual short leg, the doctor's sitting there telling you you have a short leg, versus when you have an actual short leg. So the difference is dealing with a functional difference versus an anatomical difference and all the problems that can come from having an actual anatomical short leg. Now, it may seem like this isn't a common problem. I mean, this is rare. There's not a lot of people that deal with this issue, where research is showing that anywhere from 60 to 90% of the population has an actual leg length discrepancy, a short leg. Now, this is very important as a chiropractor to know, and something to look for is that if people are having back pain, that we want to address a leg length discrepancy and rule that out as a part of their treatment plan. Now, that is something that we're doing here at Core Chiropractic, and what some of the first things that people might notice when they're concerned about maybe they have a leg length discrepancy is some of that uneven heel wear on the shoes, where instead of your heels like this, it looks like it's like that. If that's happening a lot, that's caused by foot pronation, where your foot is actually turning in. Sometimes that happens as a result of a leg length discrepancy. You may have pain and problems all going on one side, so the right ankle, the right knee, the right hip, all those things are causing problems. Or you always find yourself kind of shifting back and forth as you're standing because you're never quite comfortable because you're having pain and soreness on one side, and then you go to the other side to try to alleviate that pressure, and then it just comes back and you go to that other side again. Very commonly, though, the number one problem that people have when they have a leg length discrepancy is just low back pain. But very often they'll go to see a chiropractor, they'll get some initial relief, but the pain keeps coming back. And the doctor continues to let them know that, hey, your pelvis is off, you're having a short leg, you're having this issue, and they adjust the same vertebrae or the same part of the pelvis over and over and over again, but it never seems to quite hold or stay. This happened even in dealing with my wife's adjustments. She has a shift in her pelvis on the right side, and I mean, this is something we've been adjusting since we were in chiropractic school. And we tried doing things like stretches, we tried doing more frequent adjustments, different kinds of adjustments. But when we finally truly evaluated her with a leg length x-ray and determined that she had an anatomical short leg of just a few millimeters, we were able to stick a heel lift in her shoe and balance her out. So leg length discrepancy is something that a lot of people are dealing with. They don't quite know why they're dealing with it. If you sit all day, if it's not something that you're not very active, it may not be something that you really notice very frequently. But if you are active, especially if you're a runner or you're a CrossFitter and you're lifting, you're doing things, you're going to notice that your legs are uneven. Some people will notice even when they're laying down, like in yoga class, that one knee seems like it's higher up than the other. And so that's a very obvious leg length difference. But we're only talking about millimeters of difference. We're only talking about 3 millimeters is all it takes for you to have a leg length difference that can continue to cause problems. And the more active you are, the more likely that this problem is going to keep coming back over and over again. So pain in the SI joint, low back pain, knee pain, ankle pain, any of these things and it seems like maybe your chiropractic adjustments are just not holding as long as they should be, this may be an indicator that you have a leg length discrepancy. Over the course of the next few weeks, I'm going to be dealing with more in-depth topics dealing with leg length discrepancies. But if you have any questions, feel free to message us here, send us an email, or if you're interested in finding out about how to get accurately measured for a leg length difference, that's going to be coming up in the next few weeks. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next video.